James Harden is fucking incredible, man. I just got done watching Sixers Celtics game 1, and man, when I tell you in the first quarter I was a little pessimistic because the Celtics were just having a layup line at the rim. I was pessimistic, but one thing that I think people do not realize about the 76ers, and the Sixers are now leading this series 1-0 without Joel Embiid, who is dealing with an injury once again in the playoffs, and I just feel for him. And also as a Sixer fan, it's just Groundhog Day and frustrating at this point, but things might have shifted a little bit in this version. But one thing I think people don't realize is that this year's Sixers, they've actually been resilient. They've been down big in games and they've had big comebacks. They're 12-5 on the year without Joel Embiid, I believe. And just this team is more resilient than any team I've seen in the Joel Embiid era, and that just speaks to the additions the Sixers added this offseason. PJ Tucker, DeAnthony Melton, Paul Reed now being inserted and playing his ass off, Jalen McDaniels adding, a normal NBA wing to the team. The Sixers are a resilient bunch this year, so for all the second round jokes and all that stuff, the Sixers actually are more mentally ready and are resilient than any team I've seen in the Embiid era. Game 1 win, 119-115. James Harden was fucking spectacular. 45 points, 6 assists, 17 of 30 from the field, 7 of 14 from 3, 4 of 4 from the line, was killing the Celtics drop coverage all night. And man, the Celtics, I don't know what it is about this team this year, but there's just a playing with their food element with this team that I just do not like. They take their foot off the gas. They make stupid decisions with the ball. Malcolm Brogdon and Marcus Smart with just 2 dumb turnovers in the last minute of the game. And that's aside from the fact that there were dumb turnovers earlier on in the fourth quarter. They let the Sixers back into it. Actually, the Sixers were hanging on this whole time. The Celtics shot like 74% in the first half and were only up 3. And that's when I knew it was like, okay, this could be a game we could steal. And what do you know? James Harden, with 15 fourth quarter points, by the way, started off the first half with 21 points and was just, like I said, killing the Celtics drop coverage. Tobias Harris added supplementary scoring, spotting up. James Harden had a nice assist to Tobias Harris at the top of the key. Tyrese Maxey, he did struggle shooting from the field, but he did make some key shots, and he did not let his aggression level drop. 10 of 24 from the field, which is not great, but the aggression level was up. He did get to the line a little bit. The Sixers were 12 for 12, in the fourth quarter because they got into the bonus, and this is exciting. The Sixers, once again, it was going to look like they were dead in the water before a round 2 series started, with Joel Embiid missing a game in round 2. But now the Sixers are up 1-0. They can kind of afford to just let Embiid rest in game 2, or, maybe they let him play. I hope they don't, but they can get him some more rest, have him rest up by game 3. He's going to be named MVP tomorrow. But James fucking Harden, and y'all tried to tell me that the Sixers got fleeced in the Ben Simmons-James Harden trade. Fuck off. Ben Simmons cannot drop 45 points in a crucial Game 1 win like this against the Celtics that have had the Sixers number this year without Joel Embiid, with Tyrese Maxey shooting 10 of 24. Doc Rivers, I have to say it, he did outcoach Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla is weird to me because every time I watch the Celtics and I watch the Celtics have dumb losses, I'm thinking if Ime Udoka was coaching, there's no way he would let any of this fly. I feel like Ime Udoka would have scrapped the Celtics running drop coverage by the first quarter because Harden was eating in the drop coverage in the first quarter and the Celtics didn't adjust and the Sixers just picked at it the whole time. Whether it was Al Horford, I saw the stat, it was by Yaya Dubin. I believe I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. I saw it on Twitter. But the Sixers ran 16 direct picks at Al Horford for 28 points, which is good for 1.75 points. And this was from Yaya Dubin via Second Spectrum. And the Celtics just never adjusted out of that. And honestly, when Robert Williams was in the game, I was kind of more frightened of him because of his rim protection, and when he's right, obviously, his lateral mobility is just better than Horford's. Horford is a corpse at this point in his career. The Hawks killed the Celtics when Horford was in drop coverage, and so that was kind of a pathway for the Sixers to get James Harden going, and that was kind of one of the questions of how the Celtics were going to guard a potential James Harden, Joel Embiid pick and roll. Obviously, Joel Embiid didn't play, but the Sixers ran screen after screen after screen, and the Celtics played drop, and Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, whoever was trying to fight over the top, and Harden would get downhill, get to his mid-range spots, because he didn't really... It wasn't a game where Harden had a lot of finishing opportunities at the rim. He had one in the fourth quarter, but it scudded off the rim like all of his layups have been so far in the playoffs. But he was able to get to his mid-range. He was able to get to his step back. He made big shot after big shot, just 15 points in the fourth quarter, and we needed every bit of it. The former MVP had to pick up the slack for a guy who will be named MVP tomorrow, and this was just an all-around great team win. PJ Tucker had key offensive rebounds. Paul fucking Reed, who should have been playing as backup center all year and last year more consistently, stepped up in the second half, settled down, and also made crucial free throws, 4 crucial free throws in the last minute. He made 2 free throws to bring the Sixers within 1, and then the dumbass Malcolm Brogdon turnover happened, and it looked like to me they were going to call a 24-second violation. That you never knew with a ref crew led by David Guthrie and Courtney Kirkland. In the first half, they just let both teams play, and then in the second half, they started calling shit inconsistently on both sides, and then by the fourth quarter, they were just fucking terrible. So I was expecting a shot clock violation. They didn't call it. Maxey sped down, had a layup, looked like he was expecting a shot clock violation. And then Paul Reed makes 2 free throws to ice the game after James Harden hits the go-ahead step-back 3 over Al Horford, which is poetic considering Al Horford has not only tortured the Sixers in past Celtics series, but also tortured the Sixers being a member of the Sixers. So a little poetic justice for Sixer fans. But man, I am hyped. I'm talking super fast right now. I was just going insane watching this game. I'm at a loss for words. That was an all-time great performance from James Harden. A crucial game 1, 45 points on high efficiency and hitting big shot after big shot against a team that is supposed to be the favorites. Everybody is probably picking the Celtics to win this series against the Sixers, and I don't blame them. Full disclosure, I picked the Celtics in 6 because of Joel Embiid's health. If he was healthy, I would have gone against consensus and picked the Sixers in 6 or 7. But this team was supposed to be the favorite. This is a team that has had the Sixers number. This is a team that has the personnel to stifle the Sixers' method of attack, and they just fumbled the ball once again. They dropped the ball. They drop Game 1, they lose home court advantage, and the league MVP is not back yet. So in a matter of the last 72 hours, considering some of the more newer details about Joel Embiid's knee injury has come out, that has shifted. It is good vibes right now. I'm feeling good. Sixer fans should feel good because James Harden certainly feels good.